Okay, good day to all science students. In this lesson, we are going to tackle about microscope, parts, and its function. Before we proceed to that, we have to read this poem. Magnify the unseen world. Intricate details unfurled. Cells and creatures big and small. Rebelled beneath the lens we call. Observing life in its tiny scope. Scientific wonders giving hope. Concealed mysteries now clear. Optical marvels bring them near. Patterns, structures come alive. Exploring realms that try. Okay, we have the process question about the poem. What scientific instrument is described in the poem? Okay, that is obvious. All about microscope. What is the significance of the phrase scientific wonders giving hope? So it highlights the impact of microscopes in advancing scientific knowledge and fostering optimism for future discovery. So what is a microscope? A microscope is an instrument that makes an enlarged image of a small object, thus revealing details too small to be seen by the unaided eye or the naked eye. The most familiar kind of microscope is the optical microscope, which uses visible light focused through lenses. Okay, let us now proceed to the history of the microscope discovery. The first one is the invention of glass lenses. Long before, in the hazy unrecorded past, someone picked up a piece of transparent crystal thicker in the middle than at the edges, looked through it, and discovered that it made things look larger. Someone also found that such a crystal would focus the sun's rays and set fire to a piece of parchment or cloth. Magnifiers and burning glasses or magnifying glasses are mentioned in the writings of Seneca and Pliny the Elder, Roman philosophers during the 1st century AD. But apparently they were not used much until the invention of spectacles toward the end of the 13th century. They were named lenses because they are shaped like the seeds of a lentil. The earliest simple microscope was merely a tube with a plate for the object at one end and at the other a lens which gave a magnification less than 10 diameters, 10 times the actual size. This excited general wonder when used to view fleas or tiny creeping things, and so were doubly glasses. The birth of the light microscope. About 1590, two Dutch spectacle makers, Zacharias Janssen and his son Hans, while experimenting with several lenses in a tube, discovered that nearby objects appeared greatly enlarged. That was the forerunner of the compound microscope and of the telescope. In 1609, Galileo, father of modern physics and astronomy, heard of this early experiment, worked out the principle of lenses, and made a much better instrument with a focusing device. Okay, in 1632 to 1723, Anton van Leeuwenhoek, the father of microscopy. Anton van Leeuwenhoek of Holland started as an apprentice in a dry goods store where magnifying glasses were used to count the threads in cloth. He taught himself new methods for grinding and polishing tiny lenses of great curvature, which gave magnification up to 270 diameters, the finest known at that time. This led to the building of microscopes and the biological discoveries for which he is famous. He was the first to see and describe bacteria, yeast plants, the teeming life in the drop of water, and the circulation of blood, corpuscles, and capillaries. During a long life, he used his lenses to make pioneer studies on an extraordinary variety of things, both living and non-living, and reported his findings in over 100 letters to the Royal Society of England and the French Academy. The English father of microscopy reconfirmed Anton van Leeuwenhoek's discoveries of the existence of tiny living organisms in a drop of water. Hooke made a copy of Leeuwenhoek's light microscope and then improved upon his design. And then next, Charles Spencer. Later, few major improvements were made until the middle of the 19th century. Then several European countries began to manufacture fine optical equipment, but none finer than the marvelous instrument built by the American Charles Spencer and the industry he founded. Present day instrument change but little, give magnification up to 1,250 diameters with ordinary light and up to 5,000 with blue light. Beyond the light microscope. A light microscope, even one with perfect lenses and perfect illumination, simply cannot be used to distinguish objects that are smaller than half the wavelength of light. White light has an average wavelength of 0.555 micrometers, half of which is 0.275 micrometers, or 1 micrometer is a thousandth of millimeter, and there are about 25,000 micrometers to an inch. Micrometers are also called microns. Any two lines that are closer together than 0.275 micrometers will be seen as a single line. and any object with a diameter smaller than 0.275 micrometers will be invisible or at best show up as a blur. To see tiny particles under a microscope, scientists must bypass light altogether and use a different sort of illumination, one with a shorter wavelength. So using the history about microscope, the discovery of microscope, you can now make a timeline based on the article. So here are some of the terms that are needed in our study about microscope. The term magnification, which is the definition, is the factor by which a microscope enlarges an image. It is calculated by multiplying the magnification of the objective lens by the magnification of the eyepiece. When we say resolution, the ability of a microscope to distinguish two close points as separate entities, it determines the level of detail and clarity that can be observed in the microscopic image. Illumination. The light source used to illuminate the specimen. It can be from a built-in light source, a mirror, or an external light. Stage. The platform on which the specimen is placed for observation. It often includes a mechanical stage with controls to move the specimen precisely. The objective lens, the primary lens in a compound microscope that is closest to the specimen or to the sample and responsible for magnifying the image. The eyepiece or ocular, the lens at the top of the microscope that you look through to observe the specimen. It further magnifies the image produced by the objective lens. Okay, what are the parts of microscope? Okay, before we proceed to the different functions and parts of the microscope, let us have this first microscope anatomy. Okay, what do you call this one? Okay, the first one, the number one is the eyepiece or the ocular. Number two, the arm. Ito yung hawakan. Pwede natin buhatin yung microscope. Number 3, the stage clips. Diyan inilalagay yung sample of specimen. And then number 4, coarse adjustment knob. Number 5, fine adjustment knob. Number 6, draw tube. And then number 7, revolving nose piece. Number 8, objective lens. Number 9, stage. Number 10, diaphragm. Number 10, illuminator. And then 12, the base. Okay, what are the function of these parts of microscope? Isa-isahin po natin. Okay, eyepiece or ocular lens. The lens at the top of the microscope that you look through, usually with a magnification of 10 times or 15 times. Saan tayo sumisilip? Ano po itong eyepiece? Okay, next, arm. The part of the microscope that connects the base to the head and the eyepiece tube. It is also used to carry the microscope. Ito yung hawakan na sinasabi natin. And then stage clips, metal clips on the stage that hold the slide in place. So para hindi magalaw yung slide. Ano ba yung slide naman? Yung slide yun yung nilalagyan ng sample or specimen. Coarse adjustment knob, a larger knob used for focusing the microscope. It moves the stage or the body tube up and down to bring the specimen into general focus. The fine adjustment knob, a smaller knob used for fine tuning the focus of the specimen after using the coarse adjustment knob. So kung hindi pa rin malinaw, na-adjust natin yung up and down movement nung coarse adjustment knob para mas makinis yung itsura or yung image, mas malinis, we are going to use the fine adjustment knob. It moves the stage slightly to sharpen the image. Draw tube. The tube that connects the eyepiece to the microscope body. Revolving nose piece, the part that holds two or more objective lenses and can be rotated to easily change power or magnification. Para mapalitan, bakit gusto mo 10 times, 100 times. Itong revolving nose piece, meron itong iba't ibang laman na objective lenses, depende sa power. So kung need natin palitan yung magnifying power, so iikot lang natin using the revolving nose piece. Objective, the lenses closest to the specimen that are typically of varying magnification. Ito yung naka-attach doon sa revolving nose, yung iba't ibang objective lenses, pwedeng 4 times to 100 times or depende sa uri ng microscope. Okay, another one, stage, the flat platform where the slide is placed for observation. Diaphragm or iris, a rotating disc under the stage with different sized holes. It is used to vary the intensity and size of the cone of light that is projected upward into the slide. So ito yung ina-adjust natin para pumasok na maayos yung liwanag from the illuminator. So the illuminator, a light source located at the base of the microscope. Base, the bottom part of the microscope that provides stability and support. It houses the illuminator and electrical components and other electrical components. So create the storyline. Using the graphic organizer, summarize the steps and using the microscope. You may use another graphic organizer. Okay, you may answer this storyline after reading the different content about the uses or the how to use microscope, how to store, how to properly use the focusing purposes, or how to properly focus the specimen sample. Okay, balikan nyo na lang po ito mamaya after nyo mabasa yung mga next slides. Okay, the proper handling steps of the microscope. How to handle a compound microscope. Number 1, okay, how to handle a compound microscope. Turn the revolving nose piece so that the lowest power objective lens, example 4 times, is clicked into position. Number 2, place the microscope slide on the stage and fasten it with the clip or the stage clips. Number 3, look at the objective lens and the stage from the side and turn the focus knob so the stage moves upward. Move it up as far as it will go without letting the objective touch the cover slip. Number 4, look through the eyepiece and move the focus knob until the image comes into focus. And then number 5, adjust the condenser and light intensity for the greatest amount of light. And then number 6, move the microscope slide around until the sample is in the center of the field of view. Number 7, use the focus knob to place the sample into focus and readjust the condenser and light intensity for the clearest image. Number 8, when you have a clear image of your sample with the lowest power objective, you can change to the next objective lens. You might need to readjust the sample into focus and or readjust the condenser and light intensity, and do not let the objective lens touch the slide. So para maiwasan po yung pagka-break ng slides. Number 9, when finished, lower the stage. Click the low power lens into position and remove the slide. Okay, proper focusing of a specimen for microscopic study. These are the steps on how to properly focus a specimen under the microscope. Okay, number 1, place the microscope on the leveled working table in a position where it will not easily knock off from the table's edge. Number 2, choose the size of the iris diaphragm and the objective lens that will be used and align it with the body tube and stage aperture or the hole in the middle of the stage. Capture the light source by adjusting the angle of the mirror. The field of view when looking through the ocular lens should be white. Place the slide on the stage with a specimen on the aperture. Secure the slide using the stage clip to keep it away from falling the stage. Okay, number 5, while looking in the ocular lens, slowly move the objective lens up until the image is clearly visible. Number 6, shift to low power objective lens or high power objective lens if a higher magnification is needed to view the image more closely. When shifting from scanner to LPO or from LPO to HPO, make sure that the distance between the lens and the slide is enough to avoid damaging the lens and or breaking the slide. Number 7, adjust the resolution of the HPO objective lens using the fine adjustment knob. Let us now proceed to the proper storage of the microscope. Okay, the microscope must be cleaned after the use and stored properly to protect it from damages. The following are to be considered when storing the microscope. Number 1, clean the microscope before storage. The external parts, except the lens, can be cleaned off dust with lint-free damp cloth. The lens is cleaned using a lens solution in a lens paper. The lens should not be touched with the fingers or cleaned with tissue paper or cloth because it can scratch and damage the lens. So the revolving nose piece must be placed on its lowest level near the stage to prevent the gears from wearing out. Number 3, the mirror, if there is any, must be in vertical position. Number 5, the plastic dust cover of the microscope must be placed over before storing it in the cabinet. Number 5, the storage must not be exposed to direct sunlight and high humidity.